Hello, Derek4 here again, and this third little mini episode is going to be about replication. For the most part, it's pretty straightforward, but the idea being making it so that the hover tank will replicate. I had originally done a step-by-step making through with this, but unfortunately my recording kind of died, so I will be doing a more or less coverage of the stuff that I did, but it's pretty straightforward, so either way. First thing that I did was on the event tick for the not possessed hover tick, I added to do this with a branch node and then is server node, so only actually do the not possessed hover tick on the server. Otherwise, if every client is sending an unpossessed actor that, it will be being told to go up a bit too much and gets a bit odd behaving, which isn't consistent with what you otherwise would have wanted. Then fire projectile on left click. I might as well just redo these parts. The idea is add custom event, then client fire projectile. So that is that you create an event, and then up here under the graph you would set it to run on server, and then client fire projectile. So the idea is that now, and we should probably make this reliable since it's a slow firing weapon. Now the idea is that you will have it so that when you left mouse button, it will, instead of running the stuff on the local client, it will run the spawning of the projectile on the server. The projectile itself is already set to replicate, so if it spawns on the server, it will also replicate and spawn on the clients. And then for the emitter, since that doesn't have the replicated setting of this, we need to spawn this on each client, so we shall make another one. Add custom event. This one we will call server spawn emitter. Server is usually used if it's something that the server would call, while client, that's something we'd call from the client to tell the server. This time we're calling something from the server to tell the client, so server spawn emitter. And this one we're going to set to multicast. Multicast will make it so that, well, it's not that important that every client always shows the visual if there's too much network traffic, but the idea is multicast will make it so if it's run on the server, which this message is already being run on the server thanks to this event, it will now, from the server, tell all clients to do the following. Spawning the emitter now. So that's that. And then other piece was the root component, simulating physics root component. We would want to go here to details and replicates. Component replicates needs to be set to true for the hover controller's root component. Then we'd go up to the actual class defaults. You can click here or here. And also on the replicate side, update frequency in order to make it smoother. By default it's 100. For the hover controller, I like to drop that down to around 50 to 20. I'm just doing 20 because I had some other stuff going on earlier on with my computer uploading things, so it was kind of slow to begin with. It didn't really help dropping it the extra bit, but oh well. And then velocity quantization level, you can lower this down to round to 2 decimal places and it will be more accurate. For something though honestly of the size of the hover tank, it doesn't really matter much. And so let's see, that's that. The firing replication, the idle replication, the root is replicating, the actor is properly replicating. So that should more or less be, unless I forget something, all it was needed. So make sure that you've got more than one player going. Now, it is worth saying that my recording software doesn't like handling multiple windows very well, so I will, for the most part, just be showing this on the server right now, and then I'll try and go and tab over to a client, but last time that didn't work too well. I'm going to see if I can get to work this time, but if not, then at this point, you'll more or less just have to deal with me showing it on the server. So let's try and go and do a tab out. And hopefully this is working. So here we can see there's the server, and I probably should have knocked both of these so far away, but oh well. Currently the projectile will, yeah, it's physics simulating, but it really could be, it moves pretty fast, so it carries a decent bit of energy. So here now we can go around and fire and do stuff on the other clients as well. And there's the server, also getting bounced around by clients. And this is more or less how you set up replication. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. Pew, 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 pew. Yep. Bam. The end of the world as we know it.